Wow. That was a that's a Patreon we'll talk about for a little while, right?
Hey, turn me down a little bit.
Turn you down a little bit. Turn the headphones
If
down.
you could.
Yeah, we've never there's never been more
that's good. I can live with it.
Yeah.
life altering things that we talked about that it'll come out for everybody, but right
Stuff's
now
changed.
Patreon, come if you're listening to this live, obviously it's not up yet, but come Wednesday, you'll hear all about what we're talking about. So it's good to be with you, with you boys.
Glad to be back. Sorry for missing last week. Tommy crushed as Tommy's known to do. He filled in hilariously. The new story time, excuse me, story time with him's amazing. Yeah, just joking on all the things that I revealed on Patreon. I'm going to probably have to tell a therapist soon. Awesome having the cops over at your house.
Yeah,
there's going to be a new Dork Dynasty Sunday. Laps Count Anywhere this week as we get ready for the Royal Rumble. And please, if you haven't listened to it, the Fun Guys White Wine and Shrimp podcast is ready to go. Pam, Steph, Nikki, good evening. Jared, Hackman, Rodney as well.
Thanks, guys.
News for you fellas and everybody in the chat room tonight. If you check both of your phones, you have the special. It's in your phones. The special is essentially done.
Shit.
I have 2 little edits I need to make, very tiny ones, but you have Chaos Theory.
Hour and 8 minutes.
Well, it's going to be one slight chop.
Fuck yes.
We're going to get this thing down to.
Oh, this looks great.
So we got some fun news. We'll get this out the way, and then I got to talk to you about the Rob Pod because Jesus, was my shirt wetted.
Dude, this looks fucking fantastic. Good job, Air Bear Productions.
Thank you, Ryan. Kicked ass.
Yeah, killed it.
Incredible. 947 edits.
Oh,
947 edits. Let me show you something he showed me.
Sounds stressful.
This is so wild. So we went over there and we had the big final run of everything. I'm showing you guys. This is every little black line is an edit.
Jeez.
Green is the first show. Blue is the second show. And he has those things.
To me, they look like the same show.
It's the same exact goddamn thing.
Colorblind joke if you weren't paying attention.
Oh, no. I forgot. Rob and Keith Mills, 2 of our brothers that are without color. He has no idea what race Tawanda was.
No clue.
None at all.
She's always late, though.
Yeah, it's weird. And it's like, baby, if you just watch the movie, you'll figure out what's happening. The final special came in at 89 minutes. I wanted the thing to be 45 to 50. Yeah. It was 89 minutes long.
Applause breaks.
It's an hour and a half. There was one nice one at the end of it.
Yeah.
So the news that I have, a couple of fun things. We're going to be doing a screening at the Senator Theater.
Yes.
It's going to be the debut of it. We need to get on the other side of spring training, which is the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th of February. It'll most likely be the first week of March, the 3rd, 4th, or 5th. We're waiting for the Senator to let us know when that's going to be. But
so it'll be during the week.
It'll be during the week. It's going to be a week.
Love those dates for me.
So we'll if it impacts a Tuesday, we might do a DLP on a Monday for all that we know.
Can we do a live broadcast?
Fuck yeah, we can't. It's a 98 Rock thing. They'll definitely take a part of it. Sorry, the minute you said it, I was like, yes, but no.
No worries. Well, that's the least of our issues.
We are gonna put. I'm gonna put behind the Patreon paywall for a specific tier. I'm gonna probably do it as an additionally purchased thing. I'm going to probably release the special for $10, the full 90-minute Air Bear production cut.
Yeah.
So the thing
we can make it $10 for anybody.
That's what it's going to be.
They don't have to even be on a Patreon.
It is going to be a $10
charge. Someone who's not a patron member.
So everyone's going to get the 45 to 50-minute cut, the one that you guys have a version of right now. But the nothing got cut, nothing got exercised.
Wow.
You get the Snyder Justice League 4-hour. Jesus, you didn't cut anything out of this film. Ryan has made. He's my director. He's made 2 versions. So there's going to be one for the public, but there's going to be one for the DLP.
If you can't get enough, Justin,
the amount of shit we cut from this thing was gargantuan. Because I watched it in its entirety, all 90 minutes on Monday. And I'm like, we got to cut that. We have to cut that. We have to cut that.
Was there a lot of stuff you cut that you wish you
did? A lot.
Yeah, obviously.
There's one.
It's a good problem to have.
It was an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
I wanted the thing to be, like I said, just about an hour and then trim some stuff down, tighten it up, and make it
But
45,
continuity
50.
has to work too.
Continuity's
right?
got to work, and the continuity works. It works out. It works. He edited both shows together perfectly.
Awesome.
There's the fun thing with Sean. I'm thinking about getting Sean's set and tacking it on to the beginning of that.
Good
to
idea.
make it something additional. So you'll be able to enjoy this thing. It'll be at this Senator Theater screening, and then the very next day, it'll just be on YouTube, because I don't think anybody's picking this thing up at this point. Zero interest.
YouTube as in
probably the DLP YouTube.
Okay.
I don't know if 98 wants it on there, so we're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
Really?
So-
Why wouldn't they want it on there?
Content.
You know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Probably
Advertisers, there's some
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
there's
He
some
talks
stuff
about
on there
things.
involving maybe some people that we raise money for.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Got it.
but you in there right now, Jared, Nikki, Britt, everybody, you're gonna get this 90-minute whopper that only this family here is gonna get. So it's gonna be everything. And I sent it to a couple of comics that have gotten back to me. Thank you to Rory Scovel. Thank you to Chad Daniels. Thank you to Josh Caderna, who have seen it. And Josh gave me the nicest compliment. He's like, this is fucking all gas, no break.
Yeah.
Holy shit. He's like, this is relentless.
That's a great compliment.
Good, yeah.
He just did his own special. It's very funny.
Awesome.
Check it out.
God damn, Josh Caderna's special's great. It is lean. It is mean. But he watched the first 45 of it, and he's going to watch the next 20. He has the cut you have.
Yeah.
But no one has yet to see, outside of the director and I, the full double Barry Glizzy shaboing boing to the face edition of it. So that'll be out
Fuck yeah,
March.
dude.
Finally,
Nice.
it's across the finish
You
line.
did it, man.
These guys have it. Enjoy it. Watch it.
Fuck yeah.
Get back. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. There's 2 janky edits in it. 9-minute, 25-minute mark. You'll understand. Brian already knows. We're going to fix it.
Sure.
Apparently, there was a stationary camera there that night that some fat son of a bitch
Oh,
wouldn't
God.
stop kicking.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was, but apparently there was some 400-pound behemoth that wouldn't stop swinging his big goddamn foot into the thing. And you see it in like wiggles.
That's annoying.
And thank God I work with someone like Ryan who's got stabilization software
Oh,
to
really?
be able to
Jesus.
edit the
Oh,
thing
man.
Yeah.
to where you can't see it, but he has to go frame by frame
Oh, yeah.
and make the thing still
What
while
a
still
fucking
making
stud.
God.
Air Bear Productions. Check him out.
Air Bear Productions.
So if you need a
Please,
wedding,
please.
something shot, he'll do that for you. I can't wait to watch this.
It's going to be
special.
great.
I can't wait.
It was embarrassing to watch, and then when I was all said and done, I was like, okay. I still have never had the conversation with my dad about some of the conversations that were in this thing. That
Yeah.
he's
So
gonna
he's
see.
going to see it, and then you're going to have
Yeah.
to deal with it after the fact.
Well, he's going to have to pay $10 to see his
Right.
portions.
I can't wait for the Terrence.
So
pod.
he's not seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the stuff that was in that, I was like, God, we gotta cut
Yeah.
that. We gotta cut that. It's funny, but my dad's gonna fucking cut me out of the will. That's
Hey,
gonna
I know
be
how
in
to. I
the-
know how to talk about dads. It's okay.
Shoot. Okay, let's
It's a lot
start.
easier when they're not here
Yes.
anymore.
I don't want to give away
All right.
too much of the Rob Pod. That is for those that have paid for it.
I've actually made it free as available too.
It is free?
The DLP free view. Yeah, you go to you go to our DLP agenda Patreon and just click on collections. There's a free view. There's several different all across the network. All of our shows.
The first one was it's the one that kicked off the DLP solo series with all of us doing them now. I think Sean
Yes.
wants to do one. Tommy technically has his with
Yeah,
story
you're
time.
Right.
But as far as like these deep interpersonal revelations that you and I talked about at the 98 Rock Polar Comedy Night, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
Beautiful fucking job. You held that train wreck together at certain
Thank
points.
you.
That I listened to the first one and it was like, God damn, this is uplifting. Rob's got hopes. Rob's
Yeah.
got plans for this year.
Yeah.
And then the second one lands. And the second one gets into your life. And we joke a lot about with Josh Spiegel. We don't know a lot about his life outside of the little nuggets that he gives us to fill in the tapestry that's him. But you're similar in that regard.
Yeah.
That you keep a lot of the personal stuff close to the vest, and your reasons are your own. Sometimes I fill in the blanks of it, you not wanting to burden us with enough of your own thing, you know, that you'll let in those that you feel are worth letting into that sort of stuff. And that's fine. We'll never pry that.
Right.
But fuck, this is a big one. I mean, this is as big a revelation about your life as I've ever heard. I didn't know about your dad until he passed.
And I didn't really talk about that at the time. I remember you
No.
pulling me aside and saying, "Hey, you need to talk about it." And
Yeah,
stuff.
like,
And
nope. I will
Yeah.
talk about it if I need to, but
Right.
you compartmentalized, shoved it down, let it eat away at you, and then moved on. This one, again, I don't want to give away too much. I want people to listen. The driving shit had me with my hand on my head, like looking down at my phone,
Yeah.
and a fucking tear fell and hit my screen.
The heaviest thing for me, and I don't want to give too much away, was when he would wait to see if his dad was coming. That thing right there got to me. But here's the thing. What I heard on that show is what I have pieced together from a 20-year friendship. That's how long it took me to for what you revealed to the world.
Yes.
It's taken me 20 years. Like, I knew most of that stuff, but you know, it happened over, you know, it's happened over a huge period of time. So
I've re-listened to it, and every time I listen to the end, I do start crying.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
But I'm also proud of like, because I was pretty in the bag that night. It's kind of articulate.
How are you the most articulate drunk I've ever heard? Even the first one, you're fucking so far out into the sea of vodka, but there's no slurring. That makes everything make sense. It's strange that you get more, like, you get more loquacious the drunker you get. You turn into fucking Orson Welles when you get trashed.
Yeah, it's true. You can. It liberates you a lot of times. A lot of times, drugs do that.
Like when I get drunk, and I did at the cabin, we'll get into some of that too. Tommy forgot to talk about a very particular fall.
We're gonna get to that.
We will. My mouth starts to get slow. Eric's mouth just turned into potatoes. Eric's mouth. At that point, he was just speaking Latin to me there. But the story you told. Okay, so you've gone back and listened to it. How do you are you still glad it's there? Did it feel good to get it out there?
I am. I mean, I know it was
not saying you should. Did you
it's
feel
not for everybody. I get if you just want to come to us and laugh. I get that.
yeah.
But you don't. No one's making you listen to it. I do feel like between this show and really just hanging out with me, even my stand-up comedy, and then these Rob pods, I do feel like you, even if you've never met me, you can get to know me. And, a pretty good idea of who I am. I think I'm kind of the same. You will know me. And I did listen to it back, and someone had said I should have my mom listen to it. And I thought about that too, because, you know, I do. There's things in there that I talk about her that
that'd
maybe
be a rough ask. Oh, I mean, she came out as if there's an antagonist and a protagonist,
she's
a victim, you're in the middle. She's the protagonist of that story. I mean, you talking about her in retail. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But if you have her listen and look, whatever you feel like you need to do, it feels like you're saying, it's too heavy for me to sit down and say this.
Yeah,
so
I could just mind listening to this and getting back to me. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, we'll see about that. If I do, then that'll be a Raw Pod episode. And I mentioned other things I could have teased that I will talk about in future episodes. The prison thing that someone had mentioned.
Oh my God.
Thing. So that's a whole other episode. But anyway, let's move on to lighter things.
Yeah. Do you mind me sitting here, by the way? Is that cool? Motherfucker. I listened.
Yes. So I don't really think
this is lighter.
Let's
fuck you, Joe. Yeah, motherfucker.
Let's revisit. Okay. What I like to sit in that chair is probably a control thing.
Yeah.
Right. I like to sit in that chair. But when we got the new board, it had the ability to play these sound effects. So you're like, well, let me sit here. I'm better at it. Well, you're not better at it. You're the best. Okay. So I'm like, well, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm also never doing it. right. And it is this is going to sound like an excuse, but if you go back and listen to one of the earlier podcasts, when we first got this board, I did say, and maybe you'll recall, I didn't want this to be JSS2.
Right. No, and
JSS is very audio accoutrement heavy, and we do our own thing. And one of my goals with this is to not do another JSS, just where there might be some overlap of topicality. I don't want that. So yeah, I do have this 32 gig card that Stambo loaded up a bunch of stuff on.
Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah, no, like a day or two later, I'm like, hey, load this up. And he did. It's just sitting on my desk at home. I've never brought it back over. It's just sitting there.
Right.
Well, I don't know what I would do with it.
Well, there's so many on there.
Well, if it was in there, I wouldn't be able to figure it out.
Can I tell you why I like this spot? And this happened a little bit during the Patreon, where you talk about quite possibly one of the most boneheaded fucking sports bets I've ever heard. There is a reveal on the Patreon of a man who pulled the shoot on what could possibly be a life-changing bet.
Yeah, seven figures.
A seven-figure bet that, I mean, when he's
about to accepted 2 figures.
Exactly. Yeah. He took chicken tenders.
Right.
Well, when you guys get talking about that stuff, particularly sports betting, and I would sit in that position, you two would volley over me with that stuff.
Okay.
And I
gotcha.
would that.
Right,
So
right.
occasionally when you two will get into it, because I know Robbie never cared for it, but I like to sit back and listen. I'm fascinated with it. It lets you two it lets me satellite you two locking into each other about sports betting, which you two are very, very deeply into. You describe it well for the layman, but if I'm in the middle, it makes it a little, which parent do I listen to?
So Pam said Joe looks small in the middle. It's true because my seat is the lowest, so I need to. So we'll fix that, Pam.
I'm also fucking
if I was
gigantic.
up here,
Even though we did measure each other. I don't know why we did upstairs.
Our dicks, obviously.
We had a dick measuring contest.
and,
Someone came in last. Joe is legitimately 3 inches taller than I am. This is a lie right here.
I'm the tallest member of DLP. Even if you include Joe Stamboni, Tommy. I think Eric might be taller.
Carl Heim's got you beat.
Oh Jesus!
A little bit.
We have an actual giant.
A little bit.
Sorry. Okay, sorry, Chris. Yeah,
we like to make you appear small.
We got to cut you down
exactly.
size.
I am leaving. A lot of my stories. This should be a pod. The stories from the West End Grill. So I have a new one. So I leave our Friday night event, 98 Rock FPX events, the game night.
Yeah, thank you for coming, Pam. Everybody else, I saw Pam sitting right up front. Some other people out there. Thank you so much.
It was a great time.
And
hey,
what did you think of the neighbor?
Fan. I'm a fan.
You know what it's like living next to a special?
Yeah.
You know what it's like living next
big
to
fan of
someone?
her. I'm glad she won the sausage party.
I am glad too.
Yeah.
She also was the best at it, so she should have won.
I'm glad something good finally happened.
She's also a great person.
Yes.
Husband's
We don't
awesome.
care. Fuck that shit. So there's a guy that works there he's an interesting guy. And he is kind of enamored that I'm a stand-up comedian. And I see him and he goes, "Hey, I want you to meet my mom." I'm like, all right. And his mom comes over. She's wearing a Redskins scarf, and this is before this is Friday night. I go, "Hey, big game this Sunday."
I'm sorry, this is at West End.
West End.
Okay, you've left FPX.
Yes, left PX. I go home. I decide, you know what? Let's walk across the street. And she goes, "Yeah, I was a cheerleader for them in 1964." I'm like, "Well, that's fucking badass."
Oh hell yeah!
And now I'm doing the math. Like, you got to be like 80 or something, right?
Yeah.
You're at a bar. It's midnight.
She look good for an 8-year-old.
Yeah, I'll show you exactly what she looks like. So no,
she doesn't look over 75.
So then she goes.
She looks like Jack Ken Cook.
That her daughter is currently a Commander's cheerleader.
Okay,
I go, sweet.
All right.
She says her name. I try to find her, and she goes, here she is. She's at Bagram, Afghanistan. It's a big Air Force base. And I go, yeah, I've actually been there several times doing comedy. And she goes, do you know why they go there? I go, I do know why. They go there for morale. Which, by the way, if we were playing Family Feud, which we did earlier, that's the number one answer.
The number one answer. Yeah. Morale.
And she goes, no. And I'm not going to make you guess because you never would. But this is literally what this woman said to me 83 seconds after meeting her. They go there because Muslim men cut off the women's clitorises so they can't feel pleasure.
Can we get a shrimp basket over here? Is there any chance you take the tails off?
We're like,
what the fuck?
That's another morale, and then also that.
Not bad answer.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Right.
Clitoral circumcision.
Yes, but you obviously said, well, no, that would be a reason.
Right.
Not to go.
I don't even.
Right.
What are the hey guys? We want to go to Afghanistan. Why? So we can get our clits cut off. I don't. Yeah, really. What's the cheer for that?
Let's get our beans.
Keep
snipped.
our clits.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Can I get a C?
Well, what was your reaction?
I was like, okay, that's
hopefully didn't get a hold of you.
Interesting.
You good? You still got your beam?
And then she walks away. So then I decide, well, this is kind of funny story.
Yeah.
I tell the bartender, he laughs. And then there's these 3 women that work there, servers, bartenders, and the one girl I know from seeing her all the time. And then there's the one girl I recognize, but I don't know her name. There's another girl I've never seen before, but they're all attractive. And I said, you know what? I'm going to tell them that story.
I'm going to risk it.
I'm going to tell them.
And I told them, and they were horrified. But you know who they were horrified at?
You.
And me for telling the story.
For telling the story of the old lady.
She said it.
She dumped it in your lap.
Right. I'm the victim.
This is your curse.
I had
now.
to deal with this.
You now have to be the
now,
one to tell
I'm telling
the story.
you, I didn't do this.
Rob,
it is yours now.
Telling you this as sure as I'm sitting here you did nothing wrong.
Thank you.
That's
No, you did
exactly the
nothing
way
I
you
have to
behave.
unload this.
The story is this old lady just told me
Yes.
this. Listen, can you believe that?
I had to be in this conversation with an 80-year-old that I met 2 seconds ago. That
I
says
wouldn't-
clitoris.
If that just happened to me, I wouldn't sit there with it. Would
Yeah.
you?
No,
I
need
gotta
to
unload it. I can't do a raw
immediately.
pod right now. I need to unload it.
No, I got to pass the clitoral
So-
baton to someone.
So then I decided to walk home because it was right across the street from me.
Yeah.
And I get out there and I hear this fucking alarm. I'm like, what? Is that a car alarm? I'm like, God damn it. Please
Oh no.
don't be the fire alarm in my apartment. Because it's been going off a little more than it should. Start to walk across the street. There it is. I see people walking out. Again, it's 2 a.m. I'm like, God damn it. And it's cold. And
You go upstairs, Eric's vaping in your room.
Yeah. I walk
That's
out,
cool.
and now I'm just
Throwback.
standing outside. But then it occurs to me, Justin, that I came from the FPX theater where I was wearing dress pants,
Sports coat.
dress shoes, a button-up shirt. It
You're-
looks like the fire alarm went off at 2 a.m. I woke up and put this on.
Everyone
Yes.
else has slippers on.
Yeah, everyone else-
robes,
A hoodie,
pajamas,
sweatpants.
PJs.
I look like a fucking sociopath.
They all look like they're actually,
Yeah.
or you might be the guy that owns the building.
I look like the guy who set the fucking fire.
Yeah.
You look like the
Yes.
dude that's
I'm
responsible.
suspicious. You look around. Who doesn't stand? I stand out.
I
as
wanted
the
to
one.
meet everyone at the same time.
You're not
Right.
even business casual.
No,
You're
I
fu-
look like a fucking maniac.
You could
Yeah.
have worn that to a wedding.
Yes.
If you needed
And have
to.
you had everybody gathered around at once
Yes.
in the parking lot? You say, "Attention, everyone! Listen to what this old bitch just
Yes,
told me."
yes, I got this.
I need to unload it.
So finally, I just say, like, I know this is not a fire. It happens all the time. I walk in, I walk right past the firefighters that are doing something with the circuit
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
They don't stop me. I just go in my fucking apartment. I put my headphones on. I play music. It's kept going on and off for like 2 hours. I'm like, I'm not standing outside.
No,
there's
I'm
no
not
fucking
doing-
fire.
I'm
okay?
freezing. I'm in goddamn
And I-
Dockers and
Yes,
wingtips.
and I'm freezing. There's no fire. I look like a sociopath.
So that was Friday,
Yes.
what the story you told. Rob and I played poker on Saturday.
Tell me about it
Yes.
coming up after we thank some of
Okay.
our sponsors. For the best advice, call Rice, and for the best roofs, GRB Roofing. Can't thank those sponsors enough.
Hey,
Both of
hold
which
on.
renewing, by the way.
Go if you skipped ahead, don't. These are brand
No.
new, brand new
Commercials.
that you
Please
cut.
go back, you listen to them, and also use their services. Probably some of you guys have had your roofs all jacked to shit because of this wretched weather. GRBroofing.com, RiceLawMD.com. So you guys are playing poker?
So we're playing poker, but before that, I'm like, I need to get some drugs.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Drugs rule.
So I go to the Gold Leaf. Shout out. It's right by where Rob lives.
Yeah.
And I
Is
go over
that
there.
the place with the crazy roof and the dork that stands out front?
Yes, it looks like it's
Yeah.
It
some-
looks like an elite level
Yes, exactly.
New York City nightclub. I've talked
Every
about that
girl in
place
there is
before.
fucking smoking.
Yeah,
hot
yeah.
doors.
Everyone's hotter than
Who
the
was
next.
the doorman this time?
Wasn't it? Sometimes it's a giant guy, but
And
this time
sometimes
yeah.
it's a guy that looks like Chris Berlick.
yeah, exactly.
Who-
Yeah.
they take some nerd that looks like he works the third eye
Yeah.
and they put him in a black Neo trench coat with an earpiece.
That's
I go, I'm walking right the fuck
that's
by.
Yeah.
the guy that was there.
That was
By
the
way,
guy that was there. Like,
at this point, like what?
Move, dweeb.
There's two doors that get you in.
It's
It.
unnecessary.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
reason to have that.
no,
It's a good job,
but
because it's literally
look the
requires
part.
nothing.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right, what do I want? I go, well, first of all, I need some edibles that allow me to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need some downers and some uppers.
And I go, I also want an edible that takes me this way.
Yeah.
The guy goes, well, the only ones that we have are these aphrodisiacs.
Oh,
And I was like, all right, take the, I'll take those, right? I mean, would it really make you probably if you're gonna have sex, you'd be horny, but it probably is an upper, right?
it probably lifts you up.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
It gets your blood pumping.
So then I'm on my way to play poker, and I'm like,
Dick's all hard.
I took one, right? I
He
took
did?
Hell yeah.
I took one of the
Your
horny
ass
ones,
is wet.
horny ones before.
To hang out with 8 dudes.
Yeah,
hang
hell
out with 8 guys for 7 hours.
Every hand was so great. Oh, I love this. I love
I love this.
9-3.
Every time you get up from the table to get
Yeah.
snacks, you bump the bottom
I
of the
did.
table.
I did
Yes.
reveal. I did reveal that I was on
You
those,
did.
and they're whisking the dog away or whatever. But
Did you get a big old boner?
no.
You kept talking to Gary's wife a lot. I can tell you that.
Well, I love
much.
Gary's wife anyway.
Yeah, I
regardless.
can show that. But I will say, Joe, you were on one.
I was high as
You
fuck.
were
Fuck,
talking a lot. You
Yeah.
reminded me of someone the night before that I couldn't get to stop talking.
Oh, Jesus.
I was with the area I was in was more conducive.
It
to my
was, but I
behavior.
would say this. We rotate who deals, and you love to decide to start a story when it's your turn to deal.
Yeah.
That's really when you really had a responsibility. That's when you decided, no,
Does the
I'm going to
story
talk.
get finished?
No, because then we're like, you got a fucking deal.
You got a
know what
fucking
I
deal.
would
But you were
say-
hilarious. You were hilarious.
You know what I would say when they would rush me? I'd be like, "What do you?
We got a
We have
stagecoach
no
to
place
catch.
to be. What do
We
you have? A
got a
board
fucking plane to
meeting?
catch.
Let's go!"
This
Right?
poor fucking guy.
Yeah.
Getting back to the event you host on Friday,
Yeah.
real quick, and we'll continue. I fucked up maybe that we were there with Scott, and I had him tell Scott the tale from the Patreon involving
Oh yeah.
2 women of color and a
Okay,
luxury
yeah,
racer.
yeah.
And I'm like, you need to hear this story. And Rob winds it up.
Yeah.
He's telling it colorfully. And then some group of fucking goobers just descends. I heard you too.
Oh.
You were reaching the good parts.
Yeah.
And then it was like 2.5 minutes of your time
know.
had been wasted. So then I meet them and I go, oh, sure, I'll do that to you.
I think I
right
could tell
over
it
there.
on the. I think I could tell it on the air. Not A-Rod. I could
Yeah,
figure it out.
maybe, yeah, but Scott's like, he's like waiting
Yeah.
for this payoff, and I know this payoff's coming.
Yeah.
Wait, do you hear what happened back in Rob? And wait, do you hear what ended up on the floor and all blah blah blah? And then he gets some fucking guy that just comes swooping and like,
So you couldn't tell it?
you don't
Or you-
remember me,
I-
do you?
Or
I
you
got
just censored it or whatever.
through it, but
Okay.
I rushed
It wasn't all
You
that
had
it could have
to-
been, right?
I rushed it. Yeah.
Talking to me, and then
You- You did have a great line, Joe, that I think could actually be a stand-up joke, a real quick one, because you were talking about the uppers and the downers, and I said, because one makes you go to sleep, one makes you horny. And I said, what if you take both at the same time? And you said,
Wet dream.
Yes.
I said, wet dream.
Wet dream.
Yeah.
it's a good,
That's pretty
it's
great.
a good joke.
That's a great joke.
Yeah. So on
Thanks.
your next special, Justin.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There's 5 seconds of material.
I just
for us.
edit you into the middle and never say it.
First joke that Joe's written in 10 years was by accident.
Yeah, just cuts in, cuts
Yes.
back out. You had some open mic at Winchester's.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I did take.
You were very entertaining.
By the way, I
Yeah.
have them. I still have them. So there's nothing that's going to stop me from taking them, regardless
What's
of
the
whether.
milligram strength?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can show you.
I might need to borrow. Maybe I'll borrow an upper.
Hey, no,
Mm.
that's the one. And here's the thing: I can give it to you. It's not a gummy. It comes in like a little. It almost looks like a saltwater taffy.
Oh shit!
Oh,
so I can take
it's
like
a
nibbles.
taffy.
And it is 10 because I bit
Oh.
Is
it
the
mine.
whole thing 10?
I bit it. Yeah, the whole thing's 10. I bit mine in half.
Okay, so you took a 5
I took
essentially.
a 5. Yeah.
Okay.
I
That's what I
might
did.
Yeah, that
need
was
one-
5, by the way. When
Yeah.
I was
Jesus.
There's a concert coming up, and I don't go to a lot of concerts. I
Mhm.
don't like live music. I don't like smelling people. All I do is just like I'm
Yeah.
listening to a song. Like I have a much better version of this at home. Parking's a bitch. Whatever. 9 Inch Nails is coming to town.
Oh, hell
in
yeah.
August 26th.
Where?
Where?
CFG Bank Arena,
Okay,
the
awesome.
arena in Baltimore.
Nice.
And I was talking about going this morning, and every hour my opinion changes. That at first I'm like, I want to go. I've never seen 9 Inch Nails. I love 9 Inch Nails, but then I'm gonna be the fucking 46-year-old guy
Yeah.
there who's wearing like
A lot of
Yeah.
guys are going to be 46.
I
and there's
think you're
gonna
right.
be,
Yeah.
but people are getting dolled up for this thing, and there's gonna be a bunch of fucking goth butt cheeks and fishnets, and there's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of real, like, I don't know, former or current hot topic looking employees, and then there's gonna be me, a guy that's getting his
Yeah.
bathroom redone. I'm like, hey, this is the Head Like a Hole song. Love this one. It's very electronic,
Yeah.
and I want to go, but I don't, and I'm feeling like one of these edibles might kind of push me across
Well,
the
that's
starting
the
line.
thing.
Definitely.
It's like
Yeah.
I'll talk like you and I probably are similar. I don't know. I've probably been to 200 shows without exaggeration.
Yeah.
Right. I probably have. Now I've cut it way back. I'll probably increase it again based on what's going on in my life right now.
Mhm.
I'll probably see more
Listen to
shows.
the Patreon.
Listen to the Patreon.
Yeah, but I'll say this: like to see a concert straight.
No,
I mean, why?
no, it's
I
like going to the
am
fucking
no-
drive-in straight.
I
And
have
the be-
no interest.
And the
None.
drugs are better than the alcohol because then you get the alcohol, you have to pee all the time.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
So-
good
Yeah.
point. Because I'm a drinker, and
Yeah.
every fucking 15 minutes, I'm getting up to piss again.
Yeah.
No, that and that, of course, the one that I took, it made me, you're going to be jovial, right? So yeah,
No,
yeah.
you were the most on I've seen you in a while. You were
Yeah.
you were
Thanks.
shucking and jiving. You-
Thanks, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Remember me
it.
telling you about going over to our friend Steve's house in Kingsville over the summer,
Oh
and
yeah,
I tried
that's
a
where
5 milligram
that's
seltzer?
where the
Yeah.
what's her name?
Shark Attack
Sharknado,
Barracuda, the
yeah,
world's most
yeah,
intense
yes,
lesbian. Yeah, where I drank that 5 milligram seltzer that was only THC, and
Yeah.
I was doing a evening at the Improv on A&E in front of a bunch of people that were loving it. And then I read back the bits the next day on here. I'm like, this is shit.
Yeah.
This is all shit.
Yeah.
Okay, except for Barracuda Shark Attack. There's nothing else that's
Well, you
worth
guys have
keeping.
Yeah.
dreamt a joke before and written it down, and then
Yeah.
woke
Oh,
up the
yeah.
next morning
Yeah.
and go,
The
that'll
fuck
never,
is this?
that'll
Oh,
never
no.
work.
That
Yeah.
whole thing, I was like, Jesus Christ, the special's writing itself. Not a syllable made.
Well,
of
we
it.
got a good episode podcast break out of it, and that's all
That was
matters.
good.
And you were on, but I don't I couldn't take it for much longer. Put it that way.
I was at the end. I was reaching
it
the end.
was getting to be a lot.
Do you
But
know
I
I got
also
to
was
see
sobering up. Could you tell
Yeah,
that?
I could. Yes.
Yeah, I was sobering up,
Right.
and that way I was like, all right, I'm dialing it down.
Do you know there was an interesting dynamic between two people? It's similar to Rob going, man, you were fucked up. I couldn't take it much longer.
Yeah.
Tommy and Eric, who, I mean, the Bussy Boys.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they're Bert and Ernie. They're Batman and
Yes.
Robin. But on the last snowboard trip we went on, Eric got fucking annihilated. This was the prank on the hot tub bit.
Sure, he tends to do that.
To where, well, he'll start like he was like singing something or repeating himself. He was saying something. This was 2 trips ago.
Yeah.
Where Tommy was like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude,
Okay.
if you do this
Yeah.
again, you're about to end up on a story time episode. Well, there was a couple of moments
Squirt gun loading.
during this one where Tommy is about as true blue a friend as you want, because I heard the episode where you was like, there would be like this deep heart to heart, something sobbing. And Eric did sit beside me. And he told me stuff he needed to tell me. And
Not
I
sauna
listened.
talk stuff.
No, this will never see the light of
Yes.
day.
Yeah.
Just, childhood shit here and there. And I'm looking at Tommy looking over Eric at me like, Jesus Christ. And Tommy's 2 T's, multiple shrimps into. It's just
it's still too much for him.
and even he's like, I mean, I think my arms are both crab claws right now. I just bit a plate.
Give me another one of those shrimps,
Yeah,
please.
I'll be in the other room
How
here.
can I get through this?
Eric got fucked. It's the most
Yeah.
fucked up I've ever seen Eric. Eric at the cabin. We wanted to have a day on Saturday where we really hit the mountain hard, and we got at it, and we did that. It was a fucking blast. But we knew we needed to get back for that Skins game. We had 2 hardcore Skins fans. Me, I grew up a Washington fan until my allegiances changed. Fuck you, Snyder. And we got back, and it turned into a goddamn party. And we timed the recording of the Fun Guys to be done about 15 minutes before the game began. All of us were really feeling the white wine start to wash over us. And we were in, and Eric started to drink. And I've only ever seen Mike Anderson pick a fucking liquid, man. Soup stock,
Take your
gin,
Did he
breast
throw
milk,
up?
rainwater.
Soup
No,
stock.
I don't
That's
think he
hard to
did.
believe.
He's a big dude.
Yeah,
but
I
after,
needed to.
after a while, one eye just fucking floated off. He went to the bathroom, never came back. And I went to look for him. And halfway down the steps, you heard the skill saw snoring. And we're like, part of me thought, do I run back the jack off bit to get him to wake up to see his Skins win this fucking
Run
game?
back the jack
Do
off
I
bit.
run back the bit?
Hey.
Like, dude, wake the fuck up. You're missing your team do something they haven't done since you were 9.
Yeah.
You've never seen it really to even remember it.
Yeah.
You was too young, probably. It meant nothing at the time.
It meant
at
nothing.
9.
But the edible I took was a downer and did get me hard. So I went back upstairs and watched Sean cry, which he fucking absolutely did. But a beautiful cry.
Yeah, no.
A wonderful cry. Sean 100% went, this hasn't happened since I was 11, and like wiped a tear. I'm like,
no,
this is awesome.
There is a nostalgia part of it because, I mean, growing up, this is a big part of my life. It's Washington
and
Redskins.
growing up,
The
Rob and I grew up a time where they were the best team
and the coolest team.
Oh, dude,
they had the fun bunch, the posse.
Yeah.
They're doing.
I wasn't even a huge football fan as a kid. I watched it because of my dad, but I had a fucking posse poster above my bed.
Yeah, where they had the cowboy hats on.
It had all the Skins, but it had the actual Cowboys in between them.
Oh, because there was a posse poster that had the 3 guys. Because
I remember that. Yeah.
Gary Clark and Ricky Sanders are the posse, and they were they had like what do you call them? Chaps on, and they had the ropes and all that stuff.
And I just remember them in their uniforms, but like every other player, there was a legit looking Sam Elliott cowboy, and the Capitol was in the background.
Yes, I remember
the
that.
Washington Monument.
Yes, the monument.
Like, this is the fucking coolest poster aside from the Book Fair Ferrari poster, and it hung above my bed.
If you think about today with social media, the John Riggins story. When he gets drunk at the White House, whatever the correspondence dinner, and he's sitting next to Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, and he tells her to loosen up, and he falls off the chair. He said, I remember him talking about this. He went to Africa for some hunting trip. People were talking about it. They knew it. Imagine that today.
It makes it to another continent.
We talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. He would be literally the most famous guy in the world with that story. There'd be memes. There would be.
He said, lighten up, Sandy baby.
Yes.
That's the quote.
To a Supreme Court justice.
So you guys were going through the various trip predictions. And I mean, I'm saying 95% of them were spot on.
Yeah.
One that Tommy sort of omitted that we did get into the Fun Guys. That is when on this program, which is the free one, so I'll give you a little treat here. On the Fun Guys, we get into accidents.
Yeah.
Falls on the mountain.
I'm about to play a clip of it. Actually,
Please.
So, yeah.
And so you'll get to hear it from the Fun Guys. But yes, he told it pretty accurately. I caught an edge of my board, which is the front side edge, which means my chest was
play
facing
another
the
clip of
mountain.
a fall, but go on.
And I fucking ate it.
Yes.
But what he admitted from the last free episode was that 15 minutes prior, or maybe even 5, he had the fall of the fucking weekend. Where when they were sticking us 6 deep because we went on MLK weekend, the mountain was packed
on the
lifts. So it's like you're gonna sit up there with 6 people. There's no chilling out with you and 2 of your friends or 3. No, 4 of you, 2 strangers. 1 of you, 5 strangers. But luckily we went with 6 of us. And they fucking wedged all of us together. So all of our little skis and snowboards are clicking and they're attached. If you've ever snowboarded or skied, you get right to the top of that mountain. That thing dumps you off.
Is this the clip that I'm playing? The
clip you're about to hear. Yeah. That something happens.
You shouldn't play it. I'll play it.
Yeah. So he fucking eats it so hard in front of so many people that the mountain, like multiple people on the mountain, start to like turn and like look and left to where like Eric and I are grabbing people like, hey, look what my friend just did. Like we're pointing out what happened.
And that's
hear
the place
clip
you don't want to fall, right? As you're getting off the lift.
No,
you're talking about the Happy story, right?
Everyone is. Yes, Happy's involved. You'll hear the clip coming up. And I don't think we get into it much on the Fun Guys, but Eric and I made a big point of just grabbing as many people like, hey, I just need to look over there. My friend. Because look what
you could have shared that, Tommy. You could have shared that.
Going on? I was like, whoa, you forgot a big fall. You forgot a really big fall.
Why don't we play it right now? Again, this is on the Fun Guys, the latest. It's on our Patreon. Check it out. Let's hear what we're talking
about. Tommy and Happy are easily the best amongst us as far as snowboarding. Joe and I are capable.
You're much better than I am.
I'm better, but Happy and Tommy seem to be the guys that they're going to have little to no difficulty going from top to the bottom.
Right.
So it brought me an orgasmic amount of joy when we get off the lift towards the end of the day and we're packed in there tightly and all of us getting off at the same time proves difficult because equipment's banging into each other. Also, it's a 3-day holiday weekend, so the mountain's fucking packed with people.
Oh, God.
So you got to look where to go. And they get off, and somehow Happy's snowboard, Tommy's snowboard, they intersect. Tommy goes down. He flat backs onto the ground. Happy, all 6'5" of this slender man intern motherfucker, slides around. He goes back, but full asshole to Tommy's mouth. He sits down on Tommy's face. He sits his whole butthole, chode, balls, and everything onto his face as he collapses over Tommy's taste buds, mouth full of shitter. I look where they've fallen, and it's in front of the entire ski patrol. There's 5 of the people you meet.
Right in front.
I mean,
like,
where I'm sitting on Tommy.
Ski patrol laughing.
They're all laughing.
I look over us.
I'm looking for Sean and Eric to be like, please
I just
quit.
I look. I see snowboards in the
By the way,
air.
snowboards in the air.
I had my music on and I just skied past and I was like, later, Jerry.
Oh my God.
The way that Happy has fallen, he can't get up. He's bent over Tommy's fucking face, and I'm like, Tommy has broken his nose. He's collapsed. I have no idea how bony Happy's ass is.
He sat right on where my helmet and goggles meet.
Yes.
So I had structural support, and I couldn't stop laughing. And then it wasn't until I had to bench press.
Do you know who else could stop laughing? About 20 other skiers and snowboarders.
One of the guys from Ski Patrol was like, I hope you guys are really close friends. I was like, well, we are now.
We are now.
It's all right, guys. He narrowly missed my tongue.
That was probably.
God, what an amazing trip.
So good.
And one
So good.
that was so horrendously ruined on the final day that you could hear about that on the Patreon.
You can.
It goes from the highest of highs, figuratively and literally, to the lowest of lows.
Yeah, this might be our heaviest Patreon.
This might be the closest
mean-
thing you
Yeah.
get to another Just Justin.
I will say this. I will bet that we will have the most comments on this Patreon episode of any others.
I'm going to
There
think you're
will
right.
Be people commenting, chiming in, And you know what? Keep the comments to the Patreon. You don't need to reach out to us personally.
Yeah, we make that pretty clear in the
Mhm.
Patreon. I don't need to hear from you personally about this sort of
Yes.
stuff. You know what we kind of did,
Huh.
if you think about it.
Mhm.
The what was it, the Tortured Poets Society? That's the last Taylor
Oh
Swift
yeah.
album.
Huh?
Remember
Mhm.
the surprise what she did?
What's that?
She dropped a double album.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
We did it.
Fucking-
Yes.
It
You
is a
think-
double album.
You think one
Yeah.
thing's coming,
Yeah.
you get two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Couple haymakers.
The
yeah,
Tortured Comic Society.
it's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Anyway, what's not bad is my newfound friend that
Who?
I have been posting photos of. People are asking about, and I do like to make people wonder. But I will say that again, we're calling her Captain America. If you're listening, hello.
Fuck, she's hot. Sorry.
No, she's it's I can't really talk too much. We're friends, and that's it.
Can
But
I ask if you
yes.
didn't mind to tie back to Captain America
Mhm.
to the first reveal of you guys just hanging out, having
Yeah.
drinks, that we went pretty into her figure,
Yeah.
the suckability of her tits, the squeezability of her ass,
Yes.
just the velvet labia. We
Sure.
really went pretty
yeah,
hard.
we did. Mhm.
And then later that night, I was sort of like in the moment, we can kind of get wrapped up in a comedic fervor.
Yeah.
Let's add some adjectives. Let's add some grossness. Let's try and pop each other. That I felt a little bad.
Okay.
Oh, you thought you blocked his
Yeah.
shot?
Well, I DM'd her,
yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Rob
yeah,
knows
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
but I DM'd
she
her.
has shared the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
but
you've
you're
seen it all.
building him up, right?
Yes,
Oh
of
yeah,
course.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
just need
yeah.
you to know,
Yeah.
all in fun. Hope you don't mind.
Right.
She just LOL'd. You know, she's pretty quickly. I'm like, it's no big deal. Something I made some comment like, hey, take good care of him. Make it up to me. Something I don't know what the fuck I said, but
Yeah.
getting him drunk and squeezing his ass or something.
Okay.
Yes.
And have you had a chance to see him live? Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
But I did DM
But
woman
that, but
Yeah.
you
that's,
were speaking to
that
You
seems,
did. It's
after
fine.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
People don't
but-
like the Captain America nickname. How about the Winter Soldier? How about that? The character from Captain America.
Captain America works.
The Winter Soldier's
Well,
cool,
there's
though.
a new Captain America
Yeah.
now. He's black.
Okay.
So not the
I
old
will
white
say
guy.
this about her. We
Shout out Anthony Mackie.
we literally like the same things. First of all,
Booze and tits.
she lives right near me.
Yeah.
Her schedule is kind of like mine in the way that these nights that most people can't go out, like Monday nights, were fucking great
she's
for
no
us.
problem.
Great. Well, she doesn't work then. Her
Right.
schedule's a little different than
You
mine.
both
like
like
mine is.
protecting the president.
She's loves to drink. She loves to go out to eat. She likes to bar hop. She loves sports betting. Like she knows about it too. She's not just like, oh yeah. She knows her fucking
she's the
shit.
world's
she's
hottest
working
dude.
the fucking app, and she's like, oh, like she goes, if you just want to win 200, you could type in 200 and the amount you want to win, and that'll tell you how much to bet versus just picking a number. I'm like, oh. And not that matters, but I was like, I didn't even know that.
But
like,
yeah,
but she does she knows her shit. We did a hockey
that's
bet.
actually something to tell you that you care about.
Yes,
right,
it is.
Right.
We did a hockey bet last week, and she's doing because she's a big Boston sports fan. So Bruins, she's shots on goal. This guy. We hit that thing for $160.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Hell
She
yeah.
knows what she's talking about, and she's just down to fucking do things. She's cool. She's a good time, and we get along great. We have a great time.
Any interest in golf?
She wants to come to X Golf. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's athletic, so she said she's
When
gonna
do
come.
we
She
get her
might-
to a
she-
show?
She might come Thursday. She wants to come to a show.
Yeah, but Thursday,
about it.
you got to be. That's a guy's night. You're going to get guys in trouble.
Do you know those guys?
What's that?
The-
I'll bet they.
They'll be fine if she's there.
Okay,
See, here's the
okay,
thing.
okay,
Everything
okay.
you tell
Think
me
about
her
those guys.
and stuff that I glean off her social, I made the joke, but I'm half joking, half not. She's like the world's hottest dude. She's very much a woman.
Yes.
But her interests, her
Yes.
attitude, her sense
Yeah.
of humor,
Yeah.
she seems like she could fucking hang.
No,
give it
no.
as good as she gets
She's a
it.
great hang. She is a little shy, but she'll warm up a little bit, but she will warm up. She's very cool. And then last night ended up at Acme.
She used to stay the night with us in Winchester.
I love that for her. And there's some drunk guy there that was just singing, and he was out of his mind drunk. But she's wearing a Red Sox hat, and I convinced him that she was Roger Clemens' daughter.
Hell yeah.
And
Sick.
he was buying it, asking questions.
Well, clearly,
Yes.
look at the genetics.
Right.
Was
yeah.
she able to answer them? Like,
Well, she was, but she also, her brother is a Major League Baseball player. So we talked about that a lot.
yeah.
So that adds a lot of credibility, by the way, to
Sure.
Roger Clemens being her dad.
Yeah,
holy
okay,
shit.
because her brother's a pitcher, Roger Clemens, Hall of Fame pitcher. Maybe he's not Hall of Fame because steroids, but we get it.
He
He's
should be Hall
an
of Famer.
all-time
Yeah,
great
yeah.
pitcher.
Pretty great.
So, and a Red Sox.
I know Clemens,
legend.
and I don't watch baseball.
Can I? Did
Right.
you have something else you wanted to add?
No, I'm just so people are asking what's happening.
Right,
I,
right.
I love to post photos.
And to my point
Yes.
about of
She's a
regular
great
girls,
hang, and I love hanging out.
3 shows, February 13th, DC Improv, February 14th.
Yes.
We're going to be at Jimmy's Famous Seafood. You packed it last time. Let's fill it even more this time. And Bright Box in Winchester. Are
Yes.
we already at a sellout?
Early show
sold out.
Yeah.
Second show.
Yeah,
Fill that second show.
Yes.
It is our Valentine's Day themed murder mystery, dielaughingproductions.com. We got 3 bangers in a row.
Yeah.
I need them to go great because the very next Sunday right afterwards, I'm flying to Sarasota for spring training. I'm going to be having you guys feed me a lot of fucking questions. But yes, I would, man, you know, all of them. The Jimmy's one is a little bit of a new venue for us. Winchester's a fucking home run.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like a bit of a car ride with her? Like a hang? Sit there, listen to music?
I think because of her schedule, we talked that I believe that she's heading to Arizona that weekend to see her brother in spring training.
Okay.
But I think the Improv, the 13th, the Thursday, was a date that we had
that'd be
discussed
cool.
as a possibility.
Yeah.
And I said, obviously, you can ride down with us, obviously.
So what I was going to say was, you mentioned about Captain America. I guess he's black now. And I was watching Jake from State Farm used to be white.
Yes,
You're aware of that,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
But here's I don't give a fuck, right? I don't care if the Little Mermaid's black. I don't care. Like, none of that stuff. Who cares?
Sure.
Whatever, cast
Don't
whoever you
care
want.
either.
However, here's what is funny. The guy who was the original Jake from State Farm.
Yeah.
Okay. That commercial was so funny that they have now been using that joke for 8 years.
Is that joke 8 years old?
Might even be older than that.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that commercial ran
The
constantly.
commercial was so funny that they built their entire ad campaign for the next decade on that guy's line.
Joke.
The khakis line.
Yes.
That guy, and then they
khakis.
fucking fired the guy.
Blow the
We
poor
need
dude out.
the behind the scenes.
They fired.
Did he
that
Jared?
guy
Did he Jared
now?
somebody?
They fired.
Is he banging children?
Is he the
What happened to that
from
guy?
American
I the
Idol?
same thing I said.
How does
I
that
go,
guy feel?
They fucking Dunkelman this guy.
Now the
the
new
guy-
guy's hanging out with Patrick Mahomes and shit. Isn't he? Every
Right.
commercial.
That's the
Aaron
other thing.
Rodgers.
So it's not like the one guy, he does it. It's a funny commercial. Everybody knows it. They like it. It's a hilarious. They like it so much they built this. And the new Jake from State Farm, he's at the fucking Super Bowl.
Yes,
He's there. The old one's
with-
like, why the fuck am I not?
He's with Taylor Swift. Jake would State Farm
Yes.
is in the box with Taylor Swift.
The new Jake.
The new guy.
He's
Yeah,
the
the old
most
one.
famous person in the world that no one knows his name.
No one knows
No
who
one
he
has
is.
his name.
Old Jake
Yeah.
from State Farm, he's doing worse than we are.
He
No,
is.
he's struggling right
He's
now.
working.
He's a
working
failed-
for State Farm.
Yeah.
He's literally on the phone taking calls.
You know who he is? He's the guy that lived with the Golden Girls in the very first episode. Does anyone remember that?
Right,
No,
yeah.
I
Did
don't.
you not know that?
No.
Episode
That's
1,
it.
season 1. You know, it was one young Steve Gutenberg.
We're not
looking guy.
thanking you for being a friend.
Yeah,
You
no.
beat it.
Because
Hit the
episode
bricks.
2, they fucking kicked him out, and he never returned. He was supposed. That was supposed to be the focus of the Golden Girls. It was this guy that they lived with that they helped guide his life, and afterwards, like, we don't need this fucking chooch. He thought he made his big break.
Yeah.
That's this guy
Yes.
also.
But
Blew him
also,
out.
think about the recasting. When they do the Little Mermaid is back, it's still the same type of person. It's just attractive,
Right.
tinier person.
Right.
Or if they Captain America, they're both jacked,
Yeah, right,
athletic,
right.
good-looking men. So it doesn't really make a difference. But this is a completely different type of a person. This is just some oofy, just average-looking
The old dumpy white
Well,
guy. in
that's
the
the
first
other
one.
thing.
versus Jack Black guy.
Right.
It's
The new
You're
Jake's
right.
handsome
'cause
as shit.
The original Jake from State Farm, the idea is that he's just a guy who's answering
a
the phone
fucking
in the middle
oaf.
of the night.
if they
Now
did,
it's a good looking.
if you did, here's why you're wrong. You'd be shit on. If you recast the Big Lebowski, the Donnie character, and you made him fucking
Dolph
Bradley
Lundgren.
Cooper,
Yeah,
like, what are you
yes.
doing?
No, that doesn't fit at all.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yes.
but yeah,
Keep a shimmy. It's freaking Ryan Gosling.
yeah,
No.
yeah. And I mean, here's the thing: is it working? I have no idea if it's working, but
It
isn't-
has to be.
it
8
isn't-
years?
It has to be working.
But that new Jake from State Farm, he never says anything funny.
No.
Give me some of those nuggies. That's Andy Reid.
Yes.
The guy kicking the foot. Like, he doesn't even.
Dude,
he's
Andy
like the
Reid
straight man.
is a fucking 10 in those things.
Yes, he
Between
is.
Fumblerooski
Bundlerooski.
and
Yes.
Bundarooski
Yeah,
and
yeah.
him walking his fat fingers across the table
Yeah.
to steal a nugget. Like, God
Hey,
damn, I love Andy
I love
Reid.
that Andy Reid, 25 years being a coach, around the best fitness people, the best nutritionists, has never once considered losing
Don't
weight.
give a
Not
shit.
even
No,
tried.
do as I
No.
say,
Yes.
not as I
Right.
do. Okay.
Yes.
Need you guys to lose a couple of pounds.
Get in the weight room.
Yeah, meanwhile, he's just making love to the new Sriracha
Yeah.
Doritos.
Exactly.
Like, God,
Totally doesn't give two shits.
got fat in the
Yeah.
off season, didn't you? Bite of a sloppy Joe, Mountain Dew.
No, but
Yeah.
I texted that to you guys because and it's probably because I was high, so I was kind of having some depth of thought.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I saw that guy and I go, man, that poor original guy. Because even that one commercial, wait, who is this? What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Yes.
Khakis. That they probably aired that single commercial for like 2 years.
Oh
It was
no,
so
that
funny.
was the most aired commercial
Yeah.
of a 10-year
And
period.
they're like, you know
without
what?
question.
Fuck that guy. That
Why
guy's fired.
Why are insurance commercials like funnier than SNL?
Oh yeah, there's
Like,
so much.
how
better.
are they fucking great?
Dude, Limu Emu commercials.
Dude, when I
the
see
guy
Flo,
Mayhem,
when I see
Mayhem.
Flo, I'm just like, all right, let's
Yes,
pay
here we go.
attention.
Give me, dude, that's still the Limu Emu cut for time SNL sketch with Gillis.
Yes.
Is still one of the funniest
Right.
fucking things I've seen in forever with the goddamn birds planting drugs on a suspect.
What about the guy who's don't turn into your parents? That fucking
Oh,
guy.
that guy's a
those are
10.
10.
Yes. Yeah, they're
Gagner
awesome.
told me that guy bounced around for years doing fucking improv shit, and he finally got his break, and he's killing it.
They'll do that forever.
Oh yeah,
It's the funniest
So
commercials
great.
that are out there.
So
So
great.
who knows how funny another DLP Patreon episode could be? Maybe as funny as some of the upcoming insurance commercials. You know, the ones at the Super Bowl will knock it out of the park because maybe, just maybe, kind of breaking news here, maybe a little bit of a mutiny in the
Yeah.
chat. I don't think they're the biggest fans of Captain America's hotness. I think maybe the
Little
edibles
jealousy?
got into Brittany a little bit tonight.
Oh, she's a little rare.
Maybe
A little
up in the fucking
rare.
feelings just a skosh. Don't think
Well-
I haven't noticed out of my right eye that someone's been hissing into
Oh,
the chat.
wow.
I
Little-
didn't notice that.
that some of our lovely, coveted, still horny for
Yeah.
DLP female listenership is putting together the She LP.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, they reached out to you. You know who's the lineup. I know it's Brittany,
I wanna-
Ariel.
They
Who else
can,
is on this?
I believe Steph. I don't know if
Because
Kelsey's
if we
involved
don't fucking
exactly.
shine a light on this, they're going to do what women do, and that's make a fucking mountain out of a molehill with this shit. And I don't
yeah.
need them turning on to me, especially after you hear what happens on the fucking Patreon. So
Yes,
give
we-
us a
we need
wide
this.
runway right now.
And they
Wide runway.
They told me, Brittany told me they're recording tonight after the show. She called it a little pajama party because they're going to hop on Zoom.
Hell yeah.
That's
And like
right there. Steph, Ariel, Nikki.
Nikki's involved. Awesome.
Yeah, Nikki. Okay.
She was right after you guys
Oh.
are off, right after
Okay.
we get off.
And she wants you
Shit,
should
yeah.
stop that. We're not like that. Yeah, you're like that.
So
You're very much. You're all
yeah,
like
you're
that.
like
you
Okay.
now they said, look, we're airing it regardless. So there's pressure. So you're gonna have if it first of all,
I'm gonna edit in queefs.
Hey, well, it can't be bad.
I think we all agree. We just like it when hot girls are talking about us.
Right, but also,
Yeah.
no matter what happens, it's still going to be a win. If it's
gonna be a win.
atrocious, that's great. If it's incredible, that's
well,
great.
they're all funny. They all
Yeah,
make
yeah,
us
yeah.
laugh on the chat. So they're all cool people. So
Brittany is so fucking high right now.
Yeah.
Is that
This is
it?
amazing.
Is that
Right.
the-
She's cooked.
Did she
good.
take the aphrodisiac gummies?
Oh, she
Oh.
took the upper and the downer.
no, that's gonna make it even better.
What do you think? What do you think the content is? You want to make predictions, like a trip
Ooh,
prediction?
Well, I don't want to
topicality. I
to
don't tell us
force
anything.
them into like they haven't done it yet.
Oh, that's right. They're gonna
So,
hear it.
yeah,
and try to
yeah.
steal
I
it.
want to
Oh,
blank
okay.
slate it. It's your show. We're not gonna. It's totally your
Okay,
thing.
I'm gonna write one down. I'm gonna write one down. This is gonna be very, very simple. Hold
I'll
on.
write
This
something
is
down
on
after
screen.
you.
Okay. All right. All right,
Just
definitely right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
oh,
be back.
100%.
Okay, all right. All right.
100%.
This will
Right.
definitely be
Let's see what we have here.
that,
Yeah.
100%. That will be
Yeah.
discussed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Here's
Yeah,
another one.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Big
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
happening.
Well,
all
maybe
good things.
not
Yeah, yeah.
because they will not have heard the Patreon yet.
Yeah, I still think.
Ooh.
You
I
think so?
still
Anyway,
think-
okay.
I think
Yeah.
they're gonna wonder about that. They're
They
gonna
will.
be
They'll
throwing out
speculate some
their
things?
speculation. will
Okay.
happen.
Got it,
Yeah,
got it, got it.
speculum speculation on the
Ladies,
CLP.
We cannot love it enough that you're
I'm
doing
so
this.
fucking
We're
stoked you're
so-
doing this.
It's fucking we're flattered.
The only request that I have is that you
Ariel
guys,
said you wrote down Patreon predictions. Yes.
if you guys could please have Captain America be a part of it. All right, that's the only thing I need. That she has to be there.
yes.
Sorry. Yeah, she's now part of the family.
Yeah,
Kidding.
I'm
You
good.
guys are fine as is.
You're fine.
All right. You
You're
don't
fine.
fuck with this nightmare. She's a soldier.
Mm,
She can kill all of
please
us in
don't.
CQC,
Yes.
close quarters combat.
She was punching me last night. It was kind of fucking hot. Yeah.
Did it hurt?
Yeah.
What arm?
God, I
Just right in
fucking
the,
hate
and,
that.
and
In
in
your
the
hand?
shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, it felt alive. It's good. I
I've
like
never
it.
been into that, into the chicks getting drunk and hitting dudes.
Yeah.
Like the
No.
one I'm okay with.
well, not on
When
the
they start,
face.
when they,
yeah.
just all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. When they start getting real jabby,
What about a biter? You like a biter?
fuck no
Yeah.
biting, no
You mean
scratching,
during
no slapping,
lovemaking?
Yes.
no, none of it.
Yeah, I'm
Hate
not.
that
I
shit.
mean, that's.
I like this part to go into that.
You know,
part,
it
and
yeah.
that's
just, I
about it.
did have a biter back in the day, and at first I was like, oh, I guess she's so into it. This is good. But then, like, it's hurting, and I'm like flinching, like when she's just because she's getting near me. I'm like,
I'd be like,
I
you
have
know,
bruises. I'm like, okay, this is enough.
I'd be
okay?
like, the human bite is one of the worst you can
It's
get.
disgusting.
Yeah.
yeah.
It can get so infected.
Yeah.
Steph
I
says
had-
Britt will take a chunk out of Justin.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I've already had a chunk taken out of my patience this past month, so there's not a lot left. I did have a girl once when I still lived in Waldorf before I moved away.
Yeah.
It was, I wouldn't say we were boyfriend, girlfriend, but we were together for a little
Sure.
bit. And she was on top of me and she asked me to pull her hair, no problem.
Yeah.
Sure.
Get rough. Like, okay, here,
Okay, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
get it a little bit.
Yeah.
And she goes, I want you to slap me. I'm like, I don't know if I can
okay.
do that.
This
is escalating.
I have no problem.
Okay.
I
No
can't.
problem.
But
No
I
problem.
guess I did a little like, how you doing there?
Yeah.
Like, first I slapped her ass. Like,
Yeah.
you slapped me in the face. I'm like, I don't know if I can
The
do that.
ass is much more fun to
Oh,
slap.
easy.
on.
I'll slap
yeah.
ass. I'll
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
smack a titty.
Exactly.
But she's like, slap me in the face. Like, I did a little half-ass one. She goes, no, like this. Boom! And fucking pop me in the
Pop
face.
you.
Yeah.
Erection disappears.
Oh, I thought you were
Immediately.
going to say you just fucking
No.
nutted.
Pow! Yeah, just Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
No, she hit me and fucking like my
Yeah.
lip.
Now
got
you're
fat.
crying.
I'm like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna come now.
No, you've been emasculated.
Like, what have you done? Yeah.
This girl beat you up. I can't have sex with you now.
My penis
Yeah.
pulled itself
Right.
out.
Yeah.
It shrunk. I'm like,
You just got it on fours and
What's
just
it-
take me. At the
I
side.
scurry off on all
Exactly.
fours.
Yeah, I wouldn't like
I
that
hide
either.
under the bed.
I
I hate
wouldn't
that.
like that
I
either.
don't like that.
But
That
you know,
sucks.
the few occasions I've been in a place where somebody wanted a nice, I don't mind it.
I'll smack an ass.
Yeah, no,
that, of
I
course.
don't mind.
Yeah. A
Yeah,
face.
if that's what they're asking.
You're not gonna punch. You're not
I
gonna
can't.
to the face.
I feel like I'm being trapped.
If
I'm
that's
not
what they're
punching.
not a punch.
I'm not
Not a
punching.
punch.
I
It's
feel like the
gonna-
minute anything closed or open hand, someone's gonna be like, "Gotcha, bitch."
Yeah.
Oh no!
Right,
Like,
right.
oh no! You asked me to do
Yeah.
this. There's no recording of it. I'm going to
No.
prison.
But I'm also not going to hit somebody that I'm threatened is going to then take whatever's happened in this intimate moment, then run to the police.
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
What
I'm
if she wants you to say horrible things about?
Yes,
all
easily.
day. I've said the worst
Okay.
things you could say to
Yes.
someone.
All right.
I've said horrible things.
Horrible
No
things.
problem.
Awful
Oh, I
things.
believe.
I've in the middle of it told someone who I'd rather be with instead of what I was doing.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, she's
Were they
someone-
into
good.
it?
Not really. No, I
Right.
said I overshoot the landing. Sometimes like,
Yeah.
come on, hurt me.
Stuff to walk it back.
I wish you had a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
Whoa,
nasty.
whoa, whoa,
Oh, I
whoa,
wish
whoa.
this was a man's ass.
Yes.
Not enough dick for
Yes.
my liking. Come on, hurt me. You'll never achieve your dreams. Not that hard. Yeah, I'll say horrible.
Loved your special. Same joke for 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'd fucking kill
Oh,
myself.
so-
Can I be as honest as I can
Yeah,
be?
yeah.
I'm never going to say the N word. I'm going to
So,
put that out there.
no,
though.
me-
Not gonna
no.
do it. Not going to do
Because
it.
my thing is always like, God, I don't want to get to the end. It's too much fun, right?
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
usually
End-
can't help
end's
it,
great.
right? But I can't
Yes.
help it.
Yes.
So I
Mine's
usually
a
get to the end.
blast.
But if somebody could say something to me that made me not have to do that, I would like it. If like every time I go, hey, I'm about to, and then they just say something horrible.
Do you know that's in
and
my
then I get
special?
another. Oh,
Were you
really?
there for that? You didn't see that joke?
Was
Oh.
it the second show? I didn't
It
see
was
it.
joke. That's in the special.
We'll have to fucking check it out.
Oh,
That's a
dude,
good
you're in
tease.
my head.
Where in order to last longer,
Yeah,
you
that someone
can-
says something. I don't.
Wow.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll do
okay.
the joke. It's not going to be as funny as you see in the special. But essentially, I say I'm one of those guys that gets very excitable in bed.
Yeah.
I have a lot of trouble. Not coming too terribly soon. I think
Sure.
a lot of people deal with that. Women, there's a fix. Guys don't like being embarrassed. We don't. No one likes being embarrassed. And if you embarrass us, you'll actually help us in that moment. So the next time a guy is in it and he's out saying it, oh my God, I think I'm gonna come. I think I'm gonna come.
Oh, yeah, I think I did hear that.
Whoa.
No, I did hear
Whoa,
that.
that's how I
I
sound.
just mentally,
bitch.
I inadvertently stole your joke.
Really took my joke. So on the beach,
All right.
and these couple
Yes.
of women. Oh my God.
Hey, that's
Yeah. Oh, I should have closed the special on the
Oh,
5-plate closer.
yeah,
You
right.
should have.
I can't wait to hear the She
I can't
LP.
wait.
Which are we going to make that Patreon? That's Patreon exclusive.
Yeah,
I think we should.
I can't wait to masturbate to it.
I'm going to
Yeah.
crank so hard to
Mhm.
this thing. Yeah, I'm going to definitely peg myself to it. New Dork Dynasties, new LCAs. We've got the solo
Royal
series.
Rumble this weekend.
Royal
big time.
Rumble. We
Yeah.
got to make some predictions for that.
Mhm.
And get ready for sooner rather than later. We'll have that special, the full 90-minute double barrel to the chest version, only for you guys on the Patreon page. Probably going to do a $10 price point for that. Thank you, GRB Roofing. Thank you,
Yes.
Randolph Rice. But most importantly, thank you. Cannot wait for the She LP agenda. This has been the D LP agenda. The D stands for Dick.